Bill explained that while it might not match the original's divine craftsmanship, it was still an extraordinary creation. The spear, Bill said, could suppress the undead while staying perfectly balanced with holy energy. It didn't resist divine power but flowed with it. That made it, in his words, the ideal weapon for you, Sir Dennis. Still, Bill cautioned that wielding such power came at a cost. The spear would drain enormous stamina, meaning only someone with Lin Tian's strength could truly control it. Lin Tian nodded, calm and confident, thanking Bill sincerely. He was just about to turn and leave when Bill's tone suddenly shifted. "Please, sir, don't go yet," he said quickly. "It's not truly yours. Not yet. The weapon won't answer to you until it recognizes your blood. You'll need to complete the bonding ritual. A few drops of your blood in the refining solution will do it. Once it accepts you, the spear will always return to your hand when thrown." Without hesitation, Lin Tian drew his blade and made a small cut across his palm. A few drops of blood slid down into the shimmering alchemical fluid beside the forge. The moment they touched, the mixture hissed softly, glowing with strange colors. Bill's confident expression faltered. His brows knit together, as if something unexpected had happened. Lin Tian noticed right away. "What's wrong?" he asked, his tone even. Bill glanced at him briefly, just long enough for Lin Tian to catch a flash of something uneasy, almost fearful, in his eyes. But the blacksmith quickly hid it, forcing a small smile and continuing the process in silence. When the ritual ended, the bond was sealed. The spear of Zeus now belonged solely to Lin Tian. From that moment forward, anyone other than him who dared to touch it would be consumed by its backlash. Bill, though composed, silently prayed that Lin Tian would use the weapon for the noble cause he had once spoken of. Lin Tian thanked him again, smiling faintly. He promised to make good use of it. He couldn't ignore the strange tension in Bill's gaze, that quiet mix of respect and fear. Still, the weapon was his now, and his path was set. That night, under the pale glow of the moon, Lin Tian packed his belongings and left the city without a sound. When the news reached the queen, she was stunned. The letter explained that Lin Tian had chosen to journey out into the world, determined to lead the dwarven race back to the surface. His words washed away all doubt about his motives and only strengthened his legend among the people. In their eyes, Lin Tian had become more than just a warrior. He was a symbol of hope and honor, walking his own chosen path beneath the open sky. Everything had gone perfectly for Lin Tian. His journey through the dwarven tunnels had been smooth, no one had suspected a thing. Every step closer to the surface felt like shaking off the weight of centuries. "If I stay underground any longer, my spine might actually snap," he thought with a smirk. Soon he would finally escape this wretched city too. But just as he reached the narrow path leading out of the mountains, only a few steps from freedom, a figure appeared in front of him. The moonlight caught the glint of silver armor, old yet spotless, shining with a faint blue glow. It was Bill. The kindly old craftsman looked completely different now. The warmth was gone from his eyes. He stood tall, war mace in hand, its surface pulsing faintly with an overwhelming aura. Lin Tian recognized it instantly. It was a world-tier weapon. "Sir Dennis," Bill's voice came out low and sharp. Then he stopped, his tone turning icy. "No. Maybe I should be asking, who are you, really?" It was the same Bill, yet not at all. The gentle blacksmith from the forge had vanished, replaced by the legendary warrior he had once been in his youth. Lin Tian met his gaze, pretending not to understand. "Why are you here, Bill?" he asked evenly, though his heart had already begun to steady into a colder rhythm. Bill gave a short, humorless chuckle. "Don't bother acting innocent. When you were wounded earlier, I saw your blood." His voice hardened. "It was green. There's only one race with blood like that, goblins." Lin Tian's eyes darkened, a dangerous light flickering within them. He hadn't wanted this confrontation, but there was no avoiding it now. Bill was a craftsman, yes, but if he went back and told the truth, every ounce of trust Lin Tian had built among the dwarves would collapse in an instant. Bill's eyes darted toward the ring on Lin Tian's finger, and fury rippled across his face. That ring, you've filled it with all the magical weapons we forged together, haven't you? Lin Tian sighed softly. It doesn't have to end like this, Bill. I don't want to kill you. But as soon as the words left his mouth, Lin Tian's figure flickered and vanished in an instant. One heartbeat he was there, the next gone, until a blur appeared behind Bill. His disguise dropped, revealing his true form, a goblin. Before Bill could even think to react, Lin Tian's kick crashed into his face. Bill hit the ground hard, his breath knocked out, and before he could move, Lin Tian's boot came down on his chest, pinning him with brutal force. The difference in power was clear as day. Lin Tian's strength had soared past 5,000, while Bill barely reached 2 or 3. There was no contest. Even so, Bill managed to lift his head, breathing hard, a crooked grin tugging at his bruised face. So, you really are a goblin, he said between breaths. And not just any kind, a high-ranking one. Tell me something, though, why bother gathering all those magic weapons? With your strength, couldn't you just take whatever you wanted? Lin Tian didn't move right away. His tone came out calm and steady, but there was an edge in it, cold and deliberate. What else would I do? He said. I'm preparing, for the Great Tomb, and for the Church of the Lionheart Empire. The words struck Bill like a hammer. His eyes widened, disbelief flashing across his face. The Great Tomb? And the Church? He echoed. Then it clicked. So that's why you had me forge all those weapons. You're not just building power, you're getting ready for something big. No wonder your strength feels beyond anything in our kingdom. A low sigh escaped him, part awe, part reluctant respect. You're not just powerful, Lin Tian. You're clever. You used us, sure, but you never meant harm to the dwarves. Maybe that's why I can respect you. And maybe when the time comes, you'll lead our people back to the surface. Under you, I think they'd follow. Lin hadn't expected those words. The idea of the dwarves willingly joining him, standing by his side, that was no small offer. It could shift everything. Turning away, Lin Tian spoke quietly, his voice softer than before. Master Bill, I'm glad you understand, he said. If we meet again in a few months, I'll welcome the dwarves into my empire. Bill's body trembled slightly as he lifted his head, watching Lin Tian's figure fade into the shadows. An empire, he muttered, almost to himself. After all these decades underground, even goblins are dreaming of empires now.